for those of us who enter Bitcoin, it forces us to certainly go to a certain level of our education, because we have to take responsibility for ownership, especially when you're here. I had a friend who used to live in California who lost $10,000 US of Bitcoin because he left it on some exchange and didn't know about this cold storage. He didn't take full responsibility for his own education. So I love that. That's one thing, one of the many things that Bitcoin contributes to the human psyche, is to grow the F up and stop relying on whatever's going on out there to look after you. Get off the teat and start, living your own life. And that's how I see Bitcoin. It focuses us to grow up and take responsibility, which is scary, especially when the balance gets big. You go, gee, am I doing the right thing? Hence the conversation we had a few months ago. And then the other contribution to humanity is, to me, it's almost like a paralleling universe to how the ether itself works. Like Bitcoin is everywhere. It's invisible. It's like oxygen. It's invisible, whether you believe in it, whether you don't. It exists. It will always exist. Try opting out of oxygen. It's not going to work for you. And I think financially, opting in to Bitcoin is like opting into oxygen with conscious awareness. It's like, I'm aware of this thing called oxygen now, even though it's been there the whole time. It's like the fish. It's like the fish waking up to, oh my God, I've been in water all my life.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And to me, Bitcoin is the beginning of a new ether, a new water, a new awareness.
There's an excellent article. Shout out to Macro Jack, who came on my previous podcast, Bitcoin with Jake. But there's a good story called The Allegory of Plato's Cave, I think it is.
Oh, yes. Yes. Classic story.
And he's repurposed that in relation to modern fiat currency.
Right.
And how essentially the fiat system has us underground in a cave, chained up. And the idea is that someone escapes and they walk up to the entrance to the cave and they look outside and there's, freedom, accountability, Bitcoin, and they turn back around and they go back inside because they're not ready to see this new world.
Yes.
And it happens all the time, right? People have got mortgages, people have got finance on their cars, they've got school fees to pay, they're in this high intensity game of debt driven, I owe this, I owe that, I've got to earn more, got to earn more, without realizing they're being debased on the back end. There's something up with the money. But can you go on that holiday you used to be able to go on? No, I can't afford it any longer. Can you get the same car? Can't afford it. It's like the cave's getting horribler and horribler and horribler. But when you show them another opportunity, until they're ready, they're not willing to look at it.
It's incredible, Jake. It's incredible.
Who wouldn't want oxygen when you say it like that?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like a no-brainer, but you obviously have to have a certain predisposition. Or I think an obvious reflection is actually, I think it's around 4 or 5 major life experiences that you have to have had before you realize Bitcoin's something you've got to look at more.